A bombshell lawsuit just dropped against Al Jazeera, and it's not coming from politicians or pundits. It's coming from the victims of October 7th, American families, including the uncle of baby Kfir Bibas and Shiri Bibas and Ariel Bibas, kidnapped and murdered by Hamas. And this lawsuit could do what no government has dared to do: shut down Al Jazeera's U.S. operations. Not because of bias and not because of spin, but because they allegedly employed actual Hamas terrorists, gave them a platform, paid them, and broadcast terrorist propaganda into your living room. Strap in for this one. It's not just a media story. This is counterterrorism warfare, and I'm breaking it all down. The lawsuit was filed in Washington, D.C. federal court. Plaintiffs include American citizens who lost loved ones during the October 7th massacre. And one of them is Maurice Schneider, uncle of Shiri Bibas and her two babies. Everybody remembers Ariel and Kfir, who were kidnapped on camera and later murdered by Hamas. And the lawsuit alleges that Al Jazeera didn't just report on Hamas. They helped Hamas. They gave them operational cover. And here's what the lawsuit says. Al Jazeera reporters physically embedded with Hamas during the actual attack. One was live streaming just 9 minutes into the massacre, riding in with armed terrorists. Another was allegedly training Hamas operatives to fire RPGs. And the third was part of Hamas's elite terror Nukhba unit. That's the same unit that led the invasion into southern Israel. And let me say this again and make it clear. Actual Hamas terrorists were on Al Jazeera's payroll. So I just want to say this. As someone who's been in the counterterrorism space for almost 25 years, serving in Israel and training law enforcement in counterterrorism, active shooter hostage rescue, I can tell you this. No terrorist group lets you ride along unless you're trusted. Embedded press doesn't exist in Hamas unless you're one of them. And these so-called journalists weren't observers. They were participants. And if this lawsuit proves true, which I believe it will, that's material support for terrorism. That's aiding and abetting, and that is a federal crime. And Al Jazeera's U.S. office in D.C., just a few blocks from the White House, might finally be held accountable. This episode of the Aaron Cohen Show is brought to you by Merkava Coffee. This is the official coffee of the Aaron Cohen Show. And when I served in the IDF, coffee wasn't just coffee, it was fuel. And in the special operations world, there were nights with no sleep, missions that stretched for days, and no room for mistakes. Coffee was serious, and it kept us sharp, locked in, and ready to move. And let me tell you something, I still take it seriously. And that's why Merkava Coffee, strong, no nonsense, battle tested, no fluff, no gimmicks, just good, bold coffee for the people who need to be at their best. And if you start your day like I do, like it's a mission, you know why this matters. Hit the link down in the description and grab yourself a triple order and help keep the lights on and support the Aaron Cohen Show. Appreciate you guys. Now, I want to dig in a little deeper and turn up that soil on why this is so important. For years, Al Jazeera has walked the line between journalism and jihadist propaganda. They put out their propaganda to millions across the Mideast and Asia. And they platform Hamas leaders. They spin lies about the IDF 24/7. They've incited uprisings and celebrated suicide bombers. And they do it all while pretending to be a news network operating here in the United States on our soil. And that could potentially end now. And this lawsuit is more than just justice for October 7th, in my opinion. This is about stopping terrorist infiltration of Western media. Israel already threw them out. And making sure the next massacre isn't live streamed to your kids. TikTok feeds by a so-called journalist on the take from Hamas taking that money. Now, I've seen what Hamas is. I've worked very closely in and around them, and I fought against what they are, and I can tell you this. Terror is no longer hiding in the shadows. It's broadcasting in HD from the heart of Washington, D.C. And this lawsuit, in my opinion, could finally break that shield. But again, it needs support. Share this story. Demand that Congress investigates. And don't forget, the Bibas families, like so many, aren't just victims. These were warriors, and their image needs to be catapulted. And now the Bibases and their family are fighting back. And I stand with them, and so should you. That's all I have for this quick brief right now. I want to thank you guys, as always, for watching. If you guys are a fan of the show, grab yourself a 3-pack of Merkava coffee. Or if you don't drink coffee, join my sponsorship team. We're completely independently produced. Every support package sold helps keep the lights on in the studio and allows me to continue to bring you this breaking information and combat that anti-Israel misinformation and propaganda that's out there. Hit the link in the description and help fight the mission. Join my sponsorship team. Appreciate you guys. I'm going to come back to this case as it continues to develop and unravel. I'm Aaron Cohen. You're watching The Aaron Cohen Show, and I will catch you guys on the next one.